friends. Welcome to today's reading lesson. Today, we're going to do Journey to Meaning, Lesson 6, Part 1. We're focusing on character relationships. So, a relationship is how you behave or get along with someone else. So, our learning target is I can pay attention to a character's relationship with others. So, we want to see how characters act with one another, maybe in the way that they talk, the way that they do things together, talk about one another, talk to one another, all those things. The materials you need are a graphic organizer. You will see one you can type in, and there's also a link in the slides if you wanted to print it out or draw it on paper. If you're drawing it on paper, you need paper and pencil, and of course, some independent reading books. So today we're going to look at the relationships that our characters have with other characters in the book. Okay, so like my friend Nicole, she and I like to play basketball together. We like to watch movies together and talk. So as a friend, we do stuff together. To find out the kind of relationship that two characters could have in a book, let's ask ourselves these three questions. So we might ask ourselves, are they kind to their friends? So when you think about this character in the book, think, are they kind to people they're friends with? Are they kind to other characters? The other question is, do they have any friends? Maybe they don't have any friends. And how do they treat other people in general? Okay. So we're going to listen to a story on the next slide, and I want you to keep those questions in mind. And you can always come back to this slide if you need to remind yourself and refresh your brain. So we're going to be whole body listeners. Right? While we listen to this story. This story is called One, and it's a really great book. And I don't really want to give you any hints, but I do want you to keep those three questions in mind. Notice the characters, and if you notice, is the main character friends with others? Do they have any friends at all? And are they nice to their friends? How do they get along with people? Okay, so think about that. When you're done watching the video, the read aloud, come back to this slide and we'll go over a model, okay? I'll see you then. All right, friends, now that we listened to the book, I hope you liked it. We're going to look at this graphic organizer. So it's called Thinking Character to Character. All right, what this means is we're going to think how two characters, character to character, have a relationship. So I made 4 categories, and it says character in the book, the character has a relationship with, describe the relationship, and then the evidence, which is how I know. So let's think back to this book One, right? We hear about red. Well, I want us to focus on red for both of these scenarios. So first, let's start about the relationship with red and blue. Well, they're not really friends because red is mean to blue. I know this because red picks on blue and the other colors by calling them names. Right? And what I know about characters is kind of that red is a little bit of a bully. And their relationship is not friends because red is mean to blue. How I know is calling names and picking on blue. Another example, our second example, is red's relationship with one. Right? One comes in at the end and kind of stands up to red and says, everyone counts. But at first, if we think about their relationship, they're not friends at first, but they become friends at the end. So their relationship is changing, and that's okay too, because characters can do that. So I can say red and one are not friends at first, but they become friends. I know because one stands up to red and says, everyone counts, One also includes red in the counting too. So this is just the example and the model with the book you listened to and I did with you. Now you're going to try it on your own, okay? So on your own, you're going to choose a Raz Kid fiction book, and that could be, remember, it looks like this little monster in your reading room. Or you can always pick a fiction book, something that's not real, from home, or if you're watching this video in school, take one of the book baskets, all right? As you're reading, I want you to then identify the main character of the book. Next, think about another character who's in that book and what their relationship might be. Remember to ask yourself those questions. Are they kind to their friends? Do they have any friends? And how do they treat people? After, you're going to use the graphic organizer on the next slides, okay, to fill in your findings. You can always click here and go back and see the model that I filled out. Or you can print it, type in it, or draw it in your own notebook. I always put the 10-minute timer here. You have about 10 minutes to work on it, to read and then do your assignment. But of course, you're working independently. So if you need more time, you take that more time. Okay. Here's what your graphic organizer will look like. You can type right in these boxes. And if you're drawing pictures or you're writing it in a notebook or on separate paper, make sure you upload a picture of it here for us to see. Okay? Have a great day, friends.